YouTube? I am your host, Mediocre tutorials and reviews. Back in here with one more video. Guys, you're looking at the thumbnail, you're looking at the title of the video, you already know what time it is. It is time to get active. I am not familiar with this content creator, but you guys already know when I see titles like this, you already know we got to go in and get active. Without further ado,
women, do not lower your standards for no man. If y'all know what y'all want, you make sure you get it, and that's on period.
Oh.
Girls can never say they want it. Girls can never say they need it.
Let me talk about this real quick. I was gonna let this rock, but nah, it must be talked about. You know, when I go into conversations like this, right, and on one side of the coin, you have a modern lady talking about, you know, never settle, whatever you want, you should get it on period. You know, men are trash, all that other stuff that I'm sure is going to come out in this particular video, right? But then I also combine that with the way that they demonstrate themselves, right? And then I see this, right? So to have the expectations of whatever it is that you have of men, right? But then to see how you present yourself, like why, like I want to respect your mentality. You understand what I'm saying? Like dudes who are looking for wives are looking for fantastic mentalities that they can respect. Okay. But instead, what's the first thing that I see? You holding your mammary gland. What? The pure and utter delusion. I'm just so confused because listen, at the end of the day, I'm going to see this and I'm going to be like, yo, but why? What does this say as a culture that we have enabled this to happen so frequently and as often as what it does with the pure and utter gall for it to occur? The expectation of so much from dudes. But then you look on the flip side of the coin to see how they are representing themselves and it's completely out of control. Let's keep rolling though.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. My name is Tony Brienne and my channel is all about beauty, fashion, and discovery. And if you guys want to see more content from me, please go ahead and click that subscribe button right now down below. In today's video, we are going to be talking about why dating sucks in 2021. If you clicked on this video, you're probably feeling the same exact way as me because it feels like there's like no options out there, okay? And that goes for men and women, I suppose. I mean, I'm not dating women, but I made a TikTok about how I think all men are like trash these days. And
what'd I say? I
got a lot of men that aren't even like, I don't even want to say men, boys that aren't even at my level, like getting so angry and butthurt. So I'm going to try and be nice this time.
I'm not even going to say men. I'm going to say boys that got angry and butthurt that they're not even on my level. You see this? Let's keep going.
I was going to name this video Why Men Suck in 2021, but I think I'm just going to have it as Why Dating Sucks because it does go both ways. Like, I feel you. It goes both ways because some women are sucking out here and are subpar as well. But I don't date women. I wish I did, but I don't. I'm just like not attracted to women in that way and on a romantic level. Before we even start,
I went over a video not too long ago and actually it was about a year ago or so. And it was kind of the same sentiments as to say, man, the men are so trash that I wish that I can just date women. I wish that I was attracted to women. It seems like the modern women today seems to carry these similar sentiments. And I'm just like, wow. Like, wow, that's to the lengths of what you will go to not look inward and take accountability and to place all of the blame on men is just to say, man, I wish that my sexuality was different. Like, what?
Let me just say this. This doesn't really have to like really do with me because most of the guys I talk to have not been that horrible. I think I've talked to like one horrible guy that was like, well, two. That was like disgusting, but everybody else was like really, they weren't bad for the most part. They just weren't my husband and I knew it. And I'm looking for a husband out here. So I'm really like using like other women's stories and what I see and like my peers and what they tell me and just a little bit of what
God. The echo chambers.
I went through just a little bit because yeah, like I said, no guy I've talked to was that horrible. They just weren't my husband and didn't do what I expected a husband to do, I guess. I don't know. Let's just start with the list I have.
Sorry to keep on pausing it like this, but there's so many red flags that are coming up here, up right now. So, okay, so what we're going to get is not her experiences because in her dating life, she's only had one bad experience. Okay, so we're going to get the echo chambers, the stories, the emotionalism, the hyperbole, and then that's going to be the catalyst to make this video. Not what she's really experienced, but the things and the stories that she has heard as to be the catalyst. And because of all of that, She then made a video, a TikTok, about how men are trash based off of other people's stories. This is how the bad branding for the man starts. This is how it starts.
Number 1, our generation has an infatuation with cheating. Cheating is so incredibly normalized. We have women who are bosses who don't even need to go back to these men, going back to these men. And we have men who are doing the cheating who aren't even close to being great guys in general, and they're not even worth the time doing the cheating, and vice versa, because some of you women are out here damaging the good guys, and men have in their egos, like, they can't go back for like another 10 years, and you're just ruining the chances for the rest of us. Like, if you're gonna cheat in a relationship, that most likely means you're not ready for one. Why cheat if you could be single? I don't get it. I genuinely do not get it. It has never crossed my mind in a million years to cheat on my partner. I just don't understand. Like, I could be with the ugliest dude ever that has, like, that's just crappy and horrible, and I won't cheat. I'll just leave. I don't get it. Like, come on. I think cheating is bottom barrel emotional abuse, and I'm just gonna say it like that. I think cheating is emotional abuse, whether you're a man or a woman. If you cheat, you are literally scum on the bottom of a shoe, and I just hope karma comes and bites you in the butt, because that's not cool. You literally will ruin someone by cheating. Like, I'm still trying to recover from that. Like, I don't trust any guy. Like, it's so bad. Like, I've been cheated on before, and I was cheated on by someone I really trusted, and I'm still trying to just not let that person ruin all my other future relationships, because I just don't trust anyone, and I just don't want to give my all in to get hurt again. Like, you would think that someone, like, the people that you trust the most or you think would never hurt you, they're the ones that hurt you the most.
All right, guys, listen. So I went up to the Institute for Family Studies in order to take a look at who cheats more, men or women, and I found some unique results that I wanted to quickly go over. All right. Now, I have this chart right here based off of age ranges, who cheats more. What's interesting is that from 18 to 29, those who reported having sex with someone outside of their marriage was higher for women from 18 to 29. But then that slowly starts to creep downward for women as compared to men as they get older, which gives a lot more credence to the point that the wall for men is at a way later date than it is for women, as well as other things within there. There could be menopause and a whole bunch of other things that would affect their want of having sex that maybe not affect men until later in life. But I found this information very interesting. Okay. But the difference between who's cheating and who's not cheating earlier in life, I mean, the numbers are right here. Let's go down a little bit more to see if we can look at demographics to determine something else. So you'll see here the demographics of cheating in America. Percent of who reported having sex with someone other than the spouse while married. So men at 20%, women at 13%. And you could take a look from a demographics perspective as well. All right. I'm gonna leave a link to this down in the description box down below, so you guys go take a look at the data yourselves. But I felt that it was necessary to look at some of the data in accords to the anecdotal things that she was talking about. What's also interesting about this, that this is reported. So those that were willing to admit in a marriage that they cheated to some person who's taken a survey. So imagine those that are unwilling to admit. That's something to think about.
Number 2, men give the bare minimum. Okay. Now this could go for women as well, but I feel like this is how I feel. Like I said, I'm a traditionalist. I feel like men should be swooning and trying to pursue a woman by, I guess, what do you call them? Courting them. Men don't open car doors. Like, let me stop. Like I said, y'all can get offended in the comments. It's always brokies. Like, y'all stay, it's always the brokies. Like, you can't even date me. You can't get next to me. But anyways, a lot of men, but let me just say this. It's not the norm for a man to open car doors. They don't bring you flowers on your first date. They don't check in and make sure you're home. You know, some men don't even wait until you get into the door before they drive off. What? Like, this is ridiculous. I'm like, who is raising these boys? I just don't get it. Like,
let me just comment on a couple of quick things. Now, I do agree with her point of dudes not waiting until they get into the front door to drive off, right? Because I think outside of what we talk about from a chivalry perspective, that's a little bit different, right? The opening of the doors and the chairs, you know, that's a bit different than ensuring her safety on the way into the house if she came into your, so to say, possession for the date for that night, okay? Because you're courting her, Okay, so I get her on that point. But what I'm picking up here is a pure and utter disdain that she has for men in general. And the thing is like she's a young woman. So she's going to be dating young men that haven't had enough time to develop their financial security yet. So, I mean, the thing is like, you know, what are you saying as a brokey to you? Are you saying that they lie about the amount of money that they make? Or are you saying that you know that they're broke, but you still go out with them for some other reason, even though you know that they can't get with whatever financial expectation that you have of them? And if the expectation is that large, well, you probably can't date men in their 20s. Okay? Because their financial peak won't be into their 30s, if not their 40s. And I think on average, the financial peak of a man is like 45 or something like that. But again, the words matter, the language matters. Just understand and reflect on the type of energy that is brought in when you speak about dudes within and out your life. And I'm talking to all the ladies that are in there. If you find yourself with a general negative degree of energy when speaking about or talking to men, then there's probably something that had happened to you that you're still recovering from a PTSD perspective. That's why we talk about therapy so much within this particular sector. But I'm convinced until we can heal this PTSD on both sides of the coin, we're going to continue to get more people that talk about each other just like this, with a genuine disdain for the opposite sex.
Number 3, the dates are subpar. Woo, child. These dates. No, I do not want to just get food on every single date. On the first date, we do not always have to go get food. Can we be adventurous? Woo, please preach it, Jesus. I don't understand why, like, I love food, don't get me wrong, but I would be extremely impressed by the next dude that says to me, hey, let's go, I don't know, go-karting. Something different. We could eat after, but can we do something outside of just food? Like, there's go-karting, hiking, picnics, spend the night, well, this is like for couples that are a little bit more advanced in their relationship. Spend the night at a hotel for a night. Something different. Like, let's go to Colorado. Let's find a random state to go to. Let's go to Wisconsin and, I don't know, explore Wisconsin. Exciting. Like, the dates are so subpar. And, like, once again, once a guy gets a girl, you have to keep pursuing her until you make her your wife. And then after you make her your wife, you do even more, because that woman most likely will be pushing out your big-headed kids. So you need a worshipful ground she walks on, period. Okay? But yes, please be more adventurous with the dates. And even if you want to do dinner, say, like, food's y'all thing, can we find some nice restaurants, some different, unique experience restaurants? Like, if you live in, like, near the city or something, like, or any city, I'm sure there are some really interesting, cool restaurants. Like, let's do an escape room. Let's, I don't know, go to the trampoline park. Let's go skydiving. Something cool. A helicopter ride. Something. And make sure you got my flowers with me and opening my car door and opening doors for me. Like, please. Oh, my word. Like. All
right, guys. I sorry. I can't. Just can't do it anymore. I'm so sorry. I just can't. You know what I'm saying? I just can't. You know, at the end of the day, I think that she has a point with the variety of a date. She has a point. And I was listening to what she's saying, and she called out things such as a picnic and things like that, which, you know, it doesn't seem like she has some type of financial bearing on what it is that they do in order to show the level and degree of attraction. But she did name some other things in there, and I'm thinking to myself, like, it depends how much that I know you, which is why I say, tell the dudes out there, like, before you taking these young ladies on dates, call them, video chat them, make sure that they are worthy of your time. Just as the same as young ladies should be doing those things as well to make sure that he is worthy of your time. What I grimaced at, I had a particular issue with is, again, the modern woman's idea of what men are supposed to do before getting down on bended knee is completely and utterly absurd. Her specific word that I grimaced at was worship. You should not be worshiping anybody. You don't even worship your mother. You don't worship your girlfriend. You don't worship your wife. You don't worship women in general. You don't worship men. You don't worship false idols. You don't worship sports people or people out in entertainment. You don't worship your favorite content creator. Don't worship anybody, because we're not infallible at the end of the day. You treat people with respect. You treat people with integrity and honesty, right? You treat people how you want to be treated. You do those things, but you don't worship anybody. Okay? The modern woman's belief that she should be worshiped is absolutely and fundamentally insane. But at the end of the day, I get it. If you look at the magazines and what they espout from like the Cosmos, if you look at what's going on in Hollywood and what they said that men should do from a movie's perspective, from these sitcoms, from these telenovelas, right? Daytime talk shows, and the subtle subconscious throwing of he ain't a man until he does X, Y, and Z. And if you don't see these checklists of things, then therefore he is trash, has inflicted an infectious disease on these modern women today. And it's so crazy to watch it like this and to have the content like this be absolutely put on a pedestal and no one sees anything wrong with it except for the listeners right over here in this portion of YouTube. I appreciate her ability to try to look at this issue from both sides of the coin, but it's clear that there was inherent biases within that. And at the end of the day, guys, I have inherent biases in the way that I deliver my content as well. So that's particularly expected. But I think that the more that she began to talk, the more that it began to outline the utter out of control that we are right now, today, not in the future, right now. I think it's important to have expectations. I think it's important to have standards. But as long as you are doing it in the scope of reality, as long as you are doing it in the scope of really formally understanding men out of love and not bitterness, because the bitterness is so apparent in the tone, the facial expressions, and it comes off as toxicity with a pretty face at the end of the day. Listen, I'm gonna cut off the video right here. The more that I go over content like this, the more that I think that right now, like what we are experiencing is probably the worst dating, worst relationship, and the numbers will show that it's the worst that has been in the history, and something is wrong. Something is amiss. And I think some of the things that I highlighted within it detail that. Questions, comments, concerns? I already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. Guys, feel free to hit me up. I got a Patreon. The Patreon is mega booming. Mega booming. Link down in the description box down below if you were interested in getting closer to your boy, if you're interested in getting closer to the inner circle where we talk about increasing our value, increasing the knowledge, increasing the relationships that we have around us. I'll see you soon. All right. Until next time, YouTube. Peace.